The Trump administration announces a crackdown on the Central American gang MS-13. Now listen to what Congressman Peter King said about that on our program yesterday. Roll tape.
Now what happens is they come across the border, they're held briefly by Homeland Security, then they go to Health and Human Services, HHS, and they find homes for these kids to stay in. Now the intelligence is showing that MS-13 is getting families in communities like Brentwood in Central Iceland, on Long Island, getting either threatening the families or paying the families to volunteer to take these kids in, and HHS then sends the kids into these neighborhoods.
Now that was one extraordinary story, was it not? Unaccompanied kids coming across the border, sent to live with a guardian who may just be an MS-13 gang member. Joining us now is James Lacy, the author of Taxifornia 2016. MS-13, I know there's a problem with that gang in Los Angeles. Are they taking in kids coming across the border, acting as their guardians? Is that happening there?
Well, they're certainly smuggling them in, and yes, you can expect that some of that is happening, but it's more than that. I mean, the problem of human trafficking with these gangs is just as bad as their importing illegal drugs and their gang violence. Now, Stuart, Santa Ana is the second largest city in Orange County. It's right where Disneyland is in Knott's Berry Farm. Yep. But shootings are up 200% in the last 3 years, and they're attributable to gang violence. Liberals would like us to believe that the immigration problem isn't somehow related to the terrible rise in violent crime that's going on across our nation and in California, but the fact of the matter, it is. And this is what Donald Trump's linchpin has been. It's been to reduce crime and to bring some order to the border. And I think that his policies are going to be very helpful in this regard. But why are those policies,
James, come on. Why are those policies so unpopular in California? California wants to make the entire state a sanctuary state. They rant and rave against the wall, rant and rave against our President Trump. What's going on?
Well, it's a dichotomy. Californians, by 60% or more, believe that crime is an increasing problem, according to the Public Policy Institute of California. Polls show that Californians are concerned about crime, and there's no question that violent crime is going up in the major cities. But you have this situation where liberal Democrats, who are right now getting ready to vie in the 2018 election for the governor position that Jerry Brown is turned out on, are taking advantage of the political situation. And we now have a new bill that would punish any business that does business with the federal government to build the wall. Do you know the Trump administration is going to be great for California? $1 billion of federal funds are going to be injected into California to build a 28-mile border wall and refurbish it in San Diego. There's going to be 100 new ships built because of our depleted military. And where are they going to build them? They're going to build them in the port of San Diego. The Trump administration is going to be great for this economy. But these liberal Democrats don't care. What they care about is protest. They care about trampling constitutional rights. They care about playing to politics so they can get up the ladder to run for governor or lieutenant governor or what have you.
Wait a second, James. Attorney General Jeff Sessions is going to the border in the San Diego area today, along with Homeland Security John Kelly. What's going to be their reception when they get, well, they were in Texas yesterday, they're going to California today. What's the reception in California?
I think they're going to be received very well by the border guards. And, you know, what's very interesting is that Attorney General Sessions wants more money to hire more border crossing judges, you know, more of these judges that process the illegal immigration cases. And you know what? The liberal rights activists love that, too, because they want to see these, in this new administration, they want to see that the procedures are enforced not only fairly but expeditiously. This is a situation where, from year to date, we have seen a 61% reduction in border crossings, and it's likely just because Donald Trump and his Attorney General and his Homeland Security Secretary are taking a strong position to enforce current laws. I mean, there can be no argument. Even Dianne Feinstein in 2006 supported the so-called border fence law, which is basically being implemented by Donald Trump right now because that was never funded. And you know what the problem is? The problem is just politics. It's It's just complete politics, and that's a sad commentary on California.
Yes, it is, James Lacy. You wrote the book on it, and we appreciate that. Come back and see us real soon. James Lacy, good stuff. Thank you, sir.